Alright, let's keep my Struzna Prague series going with Kenrith. Next up after Carador. So, Kenrith, I'll just give you the answer right now. He's a Prague deck. I tried him in Struzna, when did I go? 2-3 months ago? Tried him in Struzna, and he just could not get any traction. He couldn't win. I couldn't keep up. And it was really frustrating because here in Prague, some of the lads, they can't keep up with Kenrith. He's just so damn strong. Let me give you a bit of history of Kenrith. So, I'll link the video that I'm going to refer to in the comments. So, I love the art. I think it's just so cool. He's just chilling on his throne. He's like, yeah, I'm Kenrith. I'm back. I'm back, baby. And I'm in power. All will bow to me. So, I bought him for the art, and I just kind of, looked at the card. Oh, that's cool. Filed him away in my art binder, and didn't think about it. I knew he had all these cool abilities, and I love that they go from 1 to 5. 1, and then 2, and then I really like the way it looks. I really like the way it's designed. It's just a cool card. But I filed him away. And then I'm watching this Remy video, and Remy flashed Kenrith up on the screen, and I realized those are instant abilities. I can do those anytime. Those aren't sorceries. And yes, of course, I should have known that. I should have realized when I first bought him, but like I said, I had no plans for a 5-color deck. I had no plans to utilize him at all in any way. I just wanted him for the art. But when I saw that they're instants, I thought, oh man, I've got to build that. That's fucking cool. How do I build them? What do I want to do? Shit, the mana base. Damn, that's 10 fetch lands, 10 shock lands. That's 300 euros and a potential 30 points of damage to me. Potential. And yes, I can gain life with him, but if I've got 10 fetch lands, 10 shock lands, and I am going to need to play some of those shock lands untapped because I will need the mana the turn that I draw it. Wow. And then I started thinking, is there another way I can do the mana base? Is there another way I can make it so it doesn't hurt me? And I thought, what if I use basics? What if I use just basic lands? Because it also takes away one of his strengths. So if he doesn't have access to his colors reliably, if it's a bit difficult to get them all, then he shouldn't be as oppressive. It's a limiting factor. And yes, this isn't ideal, but in Prague I need to build my decks a bit less than ideal so I don't spark an arms race. So I don't put us back to where we were 10 years ago when the group was different and it was more aggressive and it was faster. And I like where we are now. I really do. So I hit on basics, and I thought, okay, so I've got basics. Is there any way I can break the symmetry? Any way I can use this to my advantage? So, back to basics. Non-basic lands do not tap during the controller's untap phase. Okay, that's probably pretty good. Now, I've played Kenrith about 3 or 4 times. I have yet to play a back to basics, or the Blood Moon that's in here. He does have a Blood Moon, and he's won without me getting either of those. Of course, he's also lost. In Struzna, he lost all the games that I played. In Prague, he's lost at least once. Played him last Thursday, and played him in 2 games. He lost the first one. I just could not get my colors quickly enough. I could not get anything relevant quickly enough. But in the second game, I got my Bone Shredder, got my Navigator, what kind of navigator is he? I forget. I hate this when this happens anyway. 6 mana, 4 colors, blue, for a 5/5 creature that when it comes into play, or another creature comes into play, you can pair it Deadeye Navigator. Yeah, that's it, Deadeye Navigator. So I had that in Bone Shredder. And when Kenrith can bring back the Bone Shredder, when Deadeye Navigator can blink the Bone Shredder, it starts to solve a lot of my problems. But then, okay, so the mana base, I figured it out. I put in 7 of each basic land. So 7 swamps, 7 islands, 7 blah blah blah. And I also put in a Thawing Glaciers, a Mana Confluence, and a Fabled Passage in order to... so Mana Confluence, if I don't have the Blood Moon or the Back to Basics, I can use it to get my colors, if I need one of each color. Thawing Glaciers, of course, will draw out my basic. It's slow, but reliable, as I often say. And then a Fabled Passage, if there's a basic I'm missing, I can use it to get it back. So, I got the mana base figured out. Okay, so then what do I do with him? He's a king, so do I make a knight deck? Do I make some kind of royal court? I thought that'd be kind of a cool idea. Knights, dragons, wizards, maybe a couple angels. But I didn't have a lot of interesting knights to make it kind of a tribal feel. And I didn't really want to buy that many cards. I wanted to build it as quickly as possible. So I hit on a formula. I built them formulaically. So each color got 1 card from each converted mana cost, from 1 to 6. So, for example, this is my 2 CMC red card, and in the game Thursday, this is pretty good. When I first played it, the genie said, okay, what does that do? And I said, well, during my upkeep, I add 1 red, and then 2, and then 3, and the cumulative upkeep, I keep adding red. He said, that's only during upkeep. I said, yes, I know. And he didn't care about it because, okay, what can I do with it? Well, 2 turns later, when it had 2 counters, he destroyed it because he realized that I was doing it with it. During my upkeep, Braid of Fire gives me free mana, ever increasing, to use for the colorless sections of Kenrith's abilities. So, first turn, during my upkeep, okay, I've got 1 red, I'll spend this 1 green, and I'll put a counter on something. Next turn, I've got 2 red. I'll spend 2 red, 2 green, but 2 counters, or 2 red, and 1 white, getting 5 life, and keep going like that. So Braid of Fire is really good in Kenrith because his abilities are instants, as I finally realized. So there's my 2 CMC red card. There's my 3 CMC green card. Doing this forced me, and the other thing I wanted to do is use cards that I already owned. I didn't want to buy more than 10 cards for Kenrith. Right now I have a question in another video. What should I build next? Constraints are, I don't want to buy more than 10 cards that I don't have, so it limits the offerings. Some people have given me some good suggestions. I can't action the ones that have been offered. A couple because, for example, Grayson Starn, Cube already has it. I don't want to copy his deck. Stella Lee, the Genie already has it. I don't want to copy his deck. And then Kibu, the monkey lord guy. He's going to take a lot of thinking because he deals with a lot of apes and monkeys and things. So, not sure if I want to go that route. But anyway, let's get back to Kenrith. There's my 5 CMC white card, 5 CMC red card. Of course, let me see if I can find it. And I'll show you, so doing this, using cards I owned, using cards I had in my collection. Okay, so 1 CMC. This is the only relevant card I had for black at 1 CMC. And it was not ideal. I didn't really want to use it. I would rather have a Stone Throwing Devils, but I don't own a Stone Throwing Devils, so I gave him the Warble Sword. But it could work. I mean, it's still equip creature +2/+2 and Death Touch. That's still not bad. And I can win the game. Well, kill somebody, take them out of the game, possibly. So, Vorpal Sword it is. 3 CMC green is Dryad of the Lycian Grove. He's key in the deck. 2 and a green for 2/4 Nymph Dryad. He's got exploration built into him, so I can play an additional land each of my turns. And I don't have to worry about my mana anymore, except the amount. I don't have to worry about the type, because my lands are all basic land types in addition to their types, so he's really good. He's one of the cards I had to buy. I did not own one, so I had to get him for the deck. This, according to the Genie, my 5 CNC green card, is a CEDH card. It should not be played in casual. What? Are you kidding me? This is the epitome of casual. This is a really powerful card that you will not see in a CEDH deck. This is a good card you will only see in casual decks. Untap all permanents during each of the player's untap step. Untap everybody. So with Kenny, the lands, each turn, I can do stuff. Okay, at the end of your turn, I'm going to do stuff. Put counters and maybe draw a card. And then I untap with the Genie. At the end of his turn, I'll do stuff. So, she's great with Kenny. I don't have a lot of board wipes in the deck. I've got Evgeny's Expertise. So Evgeny's Expertise, all creatures get -3/-3, so it cleans out the small creatures. It doesn't kill Kenny. And I can throw down a permanent with CMC 3 or less without paying it for free, for 4. I mean, wow, that's pretty cool. In the game I played, yeah, there's my 1 CMC blue. So Thursday, I played Mystical Tutor to get Evgeny's Expertise to wipe out the small creatures. Came down, I cast Eternal Witness to get back the Mystical Tutor. And I don't really have a lot of instants or sorceries, but I don't, it's useful enough in showing, getting the Evgeny's Expertise when I needed it, showed me that it's good in the deck. So again, back to the formula. So 5 colors, 6 cards of each color, 1 CMC, 2 CMC, 3 and up. That was the genesis. And then 5 mana rocks. So 5 mana rocks. I just went by 5s. And then 1 card of each allied color pair. I did not do enemy color pair because I didn't have enough interesting cards. I was missing a good, I did not have a blue-red card that I thought was useful enough. I mean, I could have put Karanos in, Joyra, but it just didn't feel right. I was also missing the white-red. I don't think I had anything that exciting in a white-red. So I don't have the enemy color cycle. I have an allied color cycle. Fire Covenant, for example. Fire Covenant, 1 black-red instant. Additional cost, pay X life. Does X damage divided as choose and make any number. The game Thursday, the Genie had gotten me down to, I was at 8 life. He was really wailing on us, and he'd already killed Ramon. So Ramon is dead, he's out of the game. Genie's at 10 life, I'm at 8, and I draw Fire Covenant. And I'm looking at his elves. And I'm thinking, oh, this is fucking great. So I can kill his creatures, but it's going to kill me. But then I said, how many actual blockers do you have? 3. How big are they? 1/1. So I've got 3 1/1 token elves. Okay, I've got Kenny and Deadeye Navigator, so I'm going to kill your blockers and then attack with Kenny and the Deadeye Navigator. Oh, okay, I die. Wait, I won? Wow, you didn't have anything? I only have 1 black untapped. What could I have? I don't know, you could have a fog, you could have darkness, you could prevent all combat damage this turn and then kill me next turn. He didn't really like that line of reasoning, but that is why I was overthinking. Yeah, there's the Blood Moon. There's my 3 CMC red card. 3 CMC blue. Not ideal. Other cards I would probably rather have. But, yeah. So anyway. 30 cards of basic colors. 5 mana rocks. 5 allied color cards. And then to flesh it out, I just started looking at different effects, different things that I might want. And I tried to balance it among the colors. So 3 more cards of each color. 3 more black cards, 3 more blue cards, 3 more red cards, 3 more white, green, so on. And this guy. So I traded this guy, Cube. Was going through my trade binder, and he said he had an extra Omnath Locus of All. I didn't know what Omnath Locus of All did. I'd never seen him before. So let me take a look. Okay, if I lose unspent mana, it becomes black. Ooh, that'd be really good at the Braid of Fire. Beginning of my pre-combat main phase, look at that top card of my library. I can show it off if it has 3 or more colored mana symbols. Well, I don't have a lot of cards with 3 colored mana symbols. I mean, I've got Visara, I've got Avacyn, not much else. So if I show it off, I had 3 mana of any combination with colors, and put it in my hand. And if I don't reveal it, I put it in my hand anyway. So, for 4 mana and 2 life, this bad boy secures my mana, changes it to black, but oh well, and draws me a card at the beginning of my combat phase every turn. That's pretty cool. So, this is the only other 5 color card I have in the deck, and it's just kind of serendipity that Cube had one and I acquired it. What else is interesting in this deck? Of course, Burgeoning. This is my 1 CMC green card. Fantastic Thawing Glaciers. So Thawing Glaciers, bounce it back to my hand after I use it, and if I have Burgeoning out, somebody plays a land on their turn, I can drop the Thawing Glaciers. So when it untaps, it's ready again. There she is, Avacyn, Angel of Hope. And she's part of the, so at the top end, at 5 and 6. So 1, 2, 3, and 4 CMC, I wanted some kind of utility, some kind of advance my resources, advance my game plan, protect myself, counterspell, destroy, that sort of thing. At 5 and 6, I wanted some kind of big, bad bastard. So Visara is my big, bad bastard for black. And she's weird because, okay, she flies and she's a 5/5. But tap her to destroy a creature, to bury it. It can't be regenerated. Bury target creature. So you kind of want to attack with her, but you kind of don't because you kind of want to kill something. And if you don't want to kill something right away, you know that in a turn or two, when your opponents play their stuff, maybe they'll play something that you want to kill. So it goes around. Here's my 3 CMC white. Because I don't have any fetch lands. I have actually so even Mind Sensor doesn't stop bribery at all. So if an opponent would search a library, they search stop 4. So that doesn't stop me from bribing somebody. What else is interesting? There's my other pseudo border wipe. Thunder Dragon comes into play, deals 3 damage. So you're probably seeing I've got a number of cards that have really high mana costs, and I'm playing a deck with just basic lands and 3/9. How the hell do I get them into play? What is going on? There's one of the utility cards I threw in. There's my 1 CMC white. Cascading Cataracts. So before I talk about anything else, let me show you. So, and of course it's, oh yeah, Felwar Stone. It's 5 color, so Felwar Stone is going to give me something useful. It is going to give me a color I can use. Yeah, Sneak Attack. So, Sneak Attack. Choose the creature card from my hand, throw it down, it has haste. At the end of turn, sacrifice it. Unless I blink it. And even if I sacrifice it, Kenny, for 5, can put it back on the battlefield at instant speed. Oh, I love that instant speed. Oh, it makes me feel so good. like Toxrill. I don't want to pay 7 for Toxrill. Paying 1 red, that sounds like a lot better. That sounds like a great plan. And then getting him back for 5, yeah, give it to me, baby. And then I also have Quicksilver Amulet. Costs a little bit more than the sneak attack to activate, not to play. But the creature, I don't have to sacrifice it. Another one of the big monsters, one of those cards I was mentioning, where 3 of each color to kind of flesh out the deck. But anyway, this is how I built Kenrith. So he's all over the place. He's got no real theme. It's a pile of good stuff that I owned for the most part. 90% of the deck is cards that I already owned and wasn't doing anything with, so I wanted to employ it. But it is not good enough for Astrushna. In Prague, if I can build up my mana base, stay on curve, on par with everybody else, and on Thursday, actually it wasn't Thursday, I drew 3 lands in my opening hand. I thought, okay, I'm good. And turn 4, 5, 6, I'm not getting a land. I said, if I don't draw another land in 2 more turns, I concede, because I'm just going to be too far behind you guys, because you're building up fast. Roman had horrors out, the genie had elves out, and he's got 2 or 3 lords. He's got a mana lord, and I'm like, I'm not going to be able to keep up with this shit. And then I started drawing lands. And the genie and Roman started wailing on each other because I was dead in the water, and they figured they can handle me anytime. They could just kill each other and then worry about me later because I'm sucking wind. But then I recovered. I stabilized. Kenny returned. And it was good. So Roxanne, I just wanted to mention her. Originally, when I built the deck, was well before Thunder Injection was even spoiled. And the green-red card was a Bloodbraid Elf. It was fun. I liked it. But then when Roxanne came out, I thought, oh, she's... okay, so she's better than Bloodbraid Elf in this deck. Comes into player attacks. I get this Mana Rock. Mana Rocks are good for Kenny, because he needs mana and he needs who knows what color at any one time. And she doubles the meteorite mana. And she's just so funny. That's got to be slush art. That's got to be slush art for some unglued set. It has to be. But anyway, that's Kenrith. I could re-engineer him. I could make him good enough for Astrushna because he has it in him. He has it in him because of all the abilities. He's kind of like a planeswalker. But I don't want to. I don't want to have to think about it that deep. I don't want to have to disassemble what I built. I'm really happy with the way that he's operating. Yes, it would be nicer to have a bunch of dual lands of different flavors, but he's proven he doesn't really need them. And playing with only basics, as I said, is a limiting factor that keeps me from overrunning the lads here too much. So I'm going to keep him the way he is. Might be changes as I go forward. Like this is the 2 CMC red card. This guy's funny. I love the art. His tail is on fire. So red, destroy target artifact. That artifact has an amount of damage back to the Goblin Tinker equal to his CMC. Well, I could either get him back with Kenny's black ability, or I can put counters on him with the green ability and keep doing that, keep blowing up artifacts. But that's, yeah, of course, a lantern. I'm not sure what else to say about it. not a whole lot of combos. One combo, of course, is Sanguine Bond. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. So with Kenny out, spend 3, only 3, gain 5 at instant speed whenever I want to. And if Sanguine Bond is out, it hurts somebody. So that's a 10-point life swing for 3 mana. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Is there anything else worth talking about this guy? Let's talk about this guy and then I'll let you get on with your day. So, Kodama of the East Tree. 4 green, reach whenever another permanent enters the battlefield under your control. If it wasn't put into play with this ability, I can put a permanent with equal or lesser CMC from my hand onto the battlefield. So, if I have sneak attack out, I can sneak in Kodama of the East Tree, sneak in, say, Visara, and since he doesn't care how the creature, the permanent, came into play, except with his ability, if I drop Visara and I've got Roxanne in my hand, I can drop her for free. So Kodama the East Tree in this deck, I haven't had him in play yet, but I have high hopes for it. I think it will work out very nicely. The thing is, what I need to do is play him more, but Kenrith is one of those decks. Nekazar is another one of the decks where I don't want to bring it that often, because even though it's on par with what the lads are playing in Prague, he's powerful enough, he's resilient enough that it feels stronger than it should. I'm not quite sure how to phrase this. So, because of these abilities, because of what he can do, and the way that you can build the deck, you can make a really impressive, really powerful Kenrith deck that just takes over the table. Mine is right on the verge of that. And what I've noticed, if I have a deck like that, and I play it too often, and it sticks in people's mind as a very strong deck, if it wins more often, then the impression is it's an oppressive deck, even if it's not, because it is winning more, because it is a strong deck. It sounds like I'm arguing for Kenrith being too strong for Prague, but I'm trying to work through my train of thought here and explain why I don't play him that often, because I don't want the impression of him being too strong. Not really sure how to conclude this thesis. Let's get a spread of cards for the screen grab. How's that? Is that good? Yeah, let's get bribery in there. Yeah, that's good. Alright. So anyway, let me know what you think. And just to conclude, so Kenrith, the way I built him, is formulaically. He's strong. He is a Prague deck. He is not an Astrushna deck. I'm not going to bother trying to make him an Astrushna deck. And I just love it. I have a lot of fun with it because this suit's so random. Not only do I get the vagrancies of playing EDH, period, I get the vagrancies of playing this formulaic, all over the board, all kinds of weird stuff Kenny, who's returned.